Hey guys, tennis mindset coach Nathan here. What did I learn after 35 hours of meditating? I just got back this past week from Mexico. I went to a retreat by a guy named Dr Joe Dispenza. Um, he knows a lot about the mind and the body connection, and I just really felt called to go there, and I just want to share some of the experiences I've had and also some of the insights that have helped me that hopefully will help you. So this is really for you if you are a tennis player or just an athlete looking to excel, and just off court as well, right? To feel more happy and be more confident. Little backstory. I received an email, and by the way, he has a book. It's called "You Are the Placebo." This is a Dutch version. He has written more books as well, and he's one of the best that I know. I've been following him, but anyways, I got this email that he was gonna do a retreat, a week long, where we had to meditate with all kinds of lectures, etc. And I felt like I have to be there, but I didn't have the money set aside for it. So I was like, you know what, I'll go next year. And but then about 3 weeks ago, I received an email again about it, and it was sold out. But I felt like I have to be there, and I know just from experience that it's key to listen to my intuition, or to my heart, you can say, because I know it's just gonna make me feel better, and it's gonna unlock more of my potential, and just gonna see it's gonna give me a new experience. But anyways, I didn't have that money set aside, but I went for it. So I signed up for the wait list. And by the way, by no means, like, I'm not suggesting you sign up for his event or any other event without having your ticket, by the way. Obviously try to do that, so just a disclaimer that do it at your own risk. But I signed up for the wait list, and I sent him an email sharing my situation. Hey, I booked my flight, and then it was like, okay, there's no way, no turning back anymore. So after I did, I had to get a ticket for the hotel, and I was able to find that, to make that work. And when I arrived, it was in Cancun, in Mexico. I was being picked up by a shuttle, but when I arrived, I was late. Like, there was a long line to go through. How do you say it? The immigration, like when you have to show your passport, etc. And I didn't have Wi-Fi. My network wasn't working. I wasn't able to get in touch with them. So I thought, well, oh gosh, I have no ticket. I'm in a country I've never been in. I'm not able to call the people who are supposed to pick me up to get me to the hotel. This is not a good start. Anyways, it was a little bit late, but they end up being there. So I had my ride to the hotel, and when I was there, my credit card did not work for whatever reason, right? And so what I did is that I stayed on a couch, shared a room with someone else, and I realized why it didn't work eventually, because Mexico was not on the list with the countries where my credit cards would work. So I had to add that through the app, and anyways, I made it work. So got my hotel room. Then the final step, I had to get a ticket, and there was quite a challenge. And I talked to some of the people who worked there, and I explained my situation, and they're like, there may be a way. Sometimes people they cancel last minute, and there may be still some spots that open up, right? And she's like, there's a good chance. And so I wrote down my name and information the day before. And then the next day I made sure at the registration I was there, in front of the line, etc. And I was hoping to get in. I didn't have the full investment right away. So I asked her, like, hey, is there a chance to do a payment plan or something like that? And she said on the day before, that's okay. We'll find a way, right? And so I was there, but then she said the people who could pay the full investment up front, they have a priority over you. So I had to go to the back of the line, but then spots were filling up and the event was full. So I felt like, hey, this isn't right. I have to go back in line. So I went back in line and I asked, like, hey, like, what's the deal? Can I still get in, you think? Or she's like, well, you have to pay the full investment right away, because otherwise I'm just not sure if you can still get in. I didn't have that money at the time, so I made some calls. I was actually able to loan some money, and then I had the full investment, and I stood back in the line again, and I said, hey, I have the money, but the person in front of me was the last person to get in. So I was standing there and I thought to myself, oh gosh, you gotta be kidding me, right? And I had to wait. She's like, well, all the spots are filled up right now, and I can't guarantee anything anymore. So I waited for 1 hour, for 2 hours. And I know from experience, right, also on the tennis court, in order to get what you want, you have to learn to let go of the outcome. And so I went through my routines, and I was willing to walk away. And eventually I end up walking with a friend, or who was also waiting to get in. And he told me, like, what was the reason why you didn't get in? And I told him that, like, there was a part of me that was hoping for her to help me get in through a payment plan, etc. And then when I was there, it was not an option. And he told me, so you were not prepared. And I realized, like, there was a part of me that was blaming the person who worked there a little bit, because she told me, like, hey, you know what, we're gonna find a way to get you in, write down your name, etc. And but I realized it was my responsibility at the end of the day, and it hit me. And so I put down, we were gonna get some lunch. I put down my plate. I was like, I have to share this with her, and so I did. And I walked back to the registration and told her, like, hey, you know what? There was a part of me that was judging or hoping you would get me in, and I wasn't, as happy at first. She told me, like, hey, we're gonna get you in, and now it's not an option anymore. And I realized that, I just want to say I'm sorry for that, or I realized it was my responsibility, and that was the lesson I had to learn from this. And she had a tough day because, all kinds of people were trying to get in, etc. So, I just told her, hey, you know what, I appreciate the work you're doing here, and if there is any way I can help, then just let me know. And at that moment, she looked at her list. She's like, hey, there's still actually some spots available right now. So at that moment, I was able to get in. Crazy, super happy, had the week of my life. It was incredible. The resort, the event, everything, the insights I learned. But some of the insights I wanted to share with you, that was just the story, was that I was so happy I listened to my heart, or to my intuition, you can say. Because I've noticed from experience, it always leads to better things. Even though it is challenging, even though my mind, was having doubts, was having worries, whatnot, Another thing I did actually was I visualized every single day being there at the event. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with visualization, it's very powerful. And it is, I explain this more in my program on like how to meditate and all of the details, how to make it work, etc. But once you see the evidence of visualization that it works, you know, people like Novak Djokovic, they have visualized themselves seeing themselves as a champion even when he was a young kid. So you know, I can share so many more examples, but it works, right? So yeah, just you know, an invitation for you to look for yourself. Do you meditate? And if not, do you really believe it works? Because sometimes for people, they feel like, hey, it doesn't always work, and then they stop, or maybe they feel like they're not able to do it. But it's a process, just like a forehand, just like any skill, right? That you get better at, and it works. Whether you want to achieve a goal or whether you want to improve a skill. I could create a video about this as well. Let me know. What was another thing that I took away from it? I had to challenge myself. I had to face my comfort zone. Like, it wasn't easy. Like I said, right? I didn't have the finances set aside for the event. I had some people tell me like, well, what are you doing? Like, you know, it's kind of crazy. With some of the tennis players I'm working with right now, I had to tell them like, hey, I have a bit of a last minute retreat. I'm going to a vacation, sort of. And so I had to manage certain things last minute. But it was so worth it, right? This is also the case, by the way, when when tennis players, when they reach out to me, or let's say when they want to work with me, and it feels a bit of you know, maybe the investment is a bit of a challenge, or maybe just to reach out and ask for help can maybe feel a little bit uncomfortable, or some people, the tennis players, they feel like, you know, I'm not sure if it's gonna work, or like how it's gonna be. And whenever your heart is telling you to go after something, there will be a sense of excitement and a sense of a fear. And that's usually a really good combination. So I knew this for myself as well, right? Also, like with the players who get the best results that I'm working with, are the ones who feel excited, but at the same time like, oh boy, this is going to be a challenge, right? That's a good sign. So also, yeah, another question for you. Are you doing what is both exciting to you and is challenging to you, right? Because if it feels too comfortable, that's okay, right? But it's key to challenge yourself emotionally as well, right? So anyways, that's my experience. I hope that was helpful. I hope, you know, maybe it inspires some of you as well to follow your heart, or to do whatever you feel is best for you. Because, you know, all kinds of people can tell you everything, right? But you only know deep down what is best for you. And when you feel more calm, that's when you have more access to your intuition, your heart, your gut, however you want to say it, right? That can lead you towards your goals and whatever is gonna make you happy. So that's all I got to share for this video. If you enjoyed it or found it helpful, just click the subscribe or like this video. Also, if you know anyone who could benefit from this, feel free to share it with them. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.